Hello, church. So here's our devotional for Saturday, February 21st. I had shared a while, so I shared 2 sessions ago that you were very likely going to see your pastor blushing yet again as we continue our reading in Proverbs. But did share several sessions ago my mother's insight from her days teaching English and language arts at the middle school levels, that when she had quiet reading assignments, she liked to do this preface of apologizing for any foul language they were going to encounter to keep the kids into it. So hopefully that has you motivated, and you're not probably going to hear it real heavily until we get into Peterson, which I'm going to save till the end. Some excellent portions of commentary coming from today. Reminder that Proverbs 9 is really kind of this envelope and culmination of our entire section of chapters 1 through 9 in Proverbs. Does some neat framing of language throughout that section, with God creating cosmos and then wisdom also creating her house. We're going to get a little heady today with some of the commentary because it's drawing parallels between the house of wisdom and the house of folly, and just trying to lay that out, but it's important stuff. So we'll hit that, and we'll see how that goes over. We begin with our final portion, and this starts at verse 13 of Proverbs 9. The foolish woman is loud. She is ignorant and knows nothing. She sits at the door of her house on a seat at the high places of the town, calling to those who pass by. You are going straight on their way. You who are simple, turn in here. And to those without sense, she says, stolen water is sweet, and bread eaten in secret is pleasant. But they do not know that the dead are there, that her guests are in the depths of Sheol. We encountered Sheol in Psalms, so hopefully that's a familiar Hebrew term for the place of the dead. Couple of things, and this gives us some contrast. In contrast to the bustling activity of Lady Wisdom, who has all the fixings and trimmings and wine poured and things prepared, is the inaction of Dame Folly, who sits on her seat, catching those who come by. Wisdom offers meat and wine, but folly offers bread and water. The metaphorical use of food and drink for moral, sexual, and religious choices is common, and then gives a whole slew of references to that, both Old Testament and New Testament. Wisdom offers her goods without guile. Folly's offer is deceptive. She promises secret delights, but hides death. Wisdom urges from death to life and invites the simple to walk in blessing. The Hebrew puns on blessed, happy, and walk are also referred to. And from our reflection, the contrast between Lady Wisdom's house and Dame Folly's house is complex. On the one hand, Wisdom's house designates a world in order, full of life. Folly's house is a world in disorder, descending into Sheol, the realm of death. The fool is free of the very conditions that make life possible. Folly's house represents those things in creation that are out of place, out of bounds, and off limits. Conduct outside wisdom's limits and order destroys the self and damages others. Ultimately, it is deadly. Thus, food and drink are good, but too much or the wrong type can be harmful. One cannot really live in Folly's house, for the stolen water and bogus bread she offers are deadly. On the other hand, wisdom and folly inhabit the same cosmos and even the same places in the world. They both make their pitches in the same places. Paradoxically, The world that wisdom has built is also the house where folly dwells. It is not folly's house by right, but by usurpation. Usurpation. Folly and sin are always parasitic of the good that God by wisdom has made. Folly takes the goods and destroys their goodness by ripping them from their proper place in the coherence of things. She tears down the ordered human world that wisdom makes. Folly has not built her house, she has stolen it. Like the cowbird steals and befouls the songbird's nest. The identical language in the mouths of wisdom and folly, which and they identify in verses 6 and 16 of Proverbs 9, underscores the parasitic ambiguity of evil. It masquerades as good. When humans are tempted, it is by something God created good, but it is a disordered good because we humans, as Augustine saw it, are driven by disordered loves to disorder reality. Christ, the wisdom of God, came to set our love right. So hopefully not too dense, but you can rewind and listen again. beauty of video. And here is our final portion from Mr. Eugene Peterson in the message, which he entitles Madam Whore Calls Out To. Then there's this other woman, Madam Whore, brazen, empty-headed, frivolous. She sits on the front porch of her house on Main Street, and as people walk by minding their own business, calls out, "Are you confused about life? Don't know what's going on? Still off with me. I'll show you a good time. No one will ever know. I'll give you the time of your life." But they don't know about all the skeletons in her closet, that all her guests end up in hell. Brutal. All right. So that's it for Proverbs 9. We'll now be stepping into a portion with Proverbs 10 of these sayings of Solomon that is, I won't say the most familiar genre, but this is part of what's going to sound more like Proverbs after our opening sections of parental advice and this portion that Eugene Peterson refers to as a manual for living. All right, so that's it for Saturday, and we'll be back with you on Monday as we continue our journey together. Have a great day.